the fight to find the COVID-19 vaccine has intensified following the recent launch of the Modern Pharmaceutical Institute in the United States of America, announcing the results of a preliminary test showing that its vaccine provides hope of preventing the spread of COVID-19, at least at the rate of 94.5% of the test results reported. 95 of those tested were COVID-19 infected, of whom only 5 were vaccinated, and the remaining 90 were in the other category. It immediately gave hope that the vaccine could protect a person from infection at the rate of 94.3%. And this evening we're joined by Professor Mutesa Leon. He's a professor at the university. Good evening, Professor Leon.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for joining us. A quick one. What does the availability of the COVID-19 vaccine mean in the fight against this pandemic that is now worldwide?
Yeah, actually the recently published vaccine, 2 vaccines made by Moderna and Pfizer companies, they are really providing hope that we can just overcome the COVID-19 pandemic by vaccinating the population. So these vaccines are really made by innovative and experimental approach when you compare to classic vaccine, because they use a genetic material which is being injected in the body, and once this genetic material enters in the body, it stimulates just the virus to produce the proteins, and then the body to produce the antibodies against that protein, that virus, such. So this is really the first time we see in the world that vaccines are produced on that model, and this really provides a lot of hope that we can just overcome this pandemic.
All right. For instance, everyone could wonder what are some of the ways in which a vaccine can reach to the level of acceptance, especially with the fact that this vaccine shows a response of 94.5%.
Right. Actually, all vaccines to be produced, they need to go through different phases, the stages. So the 2 vaccines which have been announced 2 days ago and 1 week ago, they are in phase 3. So in phase 3, that is the phase where you test the vaccine in a large population, close to 30,000 and more, and then you follow those populations, those people who are just vaccinated, to see if none of them is developing the side effects, the complication of the vaccine. That's where you can say at 90% or more for the 2 vaccines, there is an efficacy of the vaccine, because the 2 vaccines produce the required antibody to protect against the virus complications. And also, in that group, you remain with 10% of the other population who are not developing the immune response. That's how you can come up with that figure of 90% or more.
All right. And what if this vaccine is finally accepted and brought on board? Everyone can wonder, what does it take for this vaccine to get to African countries, for instance, Rwanda? What does it take?
Actually, it's like any other kind of the vaccine. They have to go fast through the approval. Once these vaccines are approved by regulatory authorities, and then they can be distributed. So this needs political will, negotiations, also the business negotiation. So for African countries, including Rwanda, to benefit from this vaccine, they will need just to get a country being that requesting for the vaccine to come to the country, specific country. But for African countries, we hope organizations like WHO or other organizations like Gavi. Gavi is one of the organization in the world controlling the vaccine distribution. So then country can benefit from those vaccines. So that means in summary, there will be discussion between all of those stakeholders, those institutions, to see how the vaccine can also reach the poor population with really very facilitation or access, rapid access to the vaccine. So that's what I can say. But again, there will be a willingness of the country, commitment of the government, and the involvement of different stakeholders.
All right. Professor Leo, before I leave you, since the outbreak of this pandemic in December last year, there has been, various rumors about the vaccine and the COVID-19 cure. Do you think this vaccine this time around will be acceptable and can be credible?
Yes, that is a good question, but just to clarify on that kind of rumors of population who don't really believe in the vaccine. So if vaccine has to go through those regulatory stages and the assessment where you evaluate the efficacy, the safety, and also you evaluate the access of the vaccine, the easy access. So once this vaccine, which are now providing information that can be injected in the population without more complications, once those are approved by regulatory authorities like FDA in the US and the other regulatory authorities, then this can be accepted by each country, by each population. But however, this does not mean that we only rely on this vaccine. We need just to maintain the restriction, the measures that we have in place to continue just to protect the population. And then, of course, to continue to sensitize the population against those rumors. If this is really the case, there will be what we call the scientific evidence, some publications showing the efficacy of the vaccine. We hope that will be helpful.
All right. Let's hope that this will turn out positive. And thanks very much for your time, Professor Mutesa.
Thank you very much.